Hey, what's up everybody? In this video, we're going to take a look at Kabuto Donald from Mickey and Friends. His ability description is clear zooms randomly. It's a very simple description and it's a very easy zoom to use. This game demonstration that you're currently watching is a skill level 1 demonstration, and for skill level 1, he's going to clear a total of 19 different zooms. But let's take a look at his stats first. To activate Kabuto Donald's ability, you will need to charge up his ability by clearing 16 different copies of Kabuto Donald on the screen. His minimum score is 130 with a maximum score of 865, so it's on the average range compared to the other new zooms that we have for this month. He is going to be an okay zoom to use if you have him at a higher level for the score challenge at the end of this month. If you do want to get Kabuto Donald to skill level 6, you will need to get a total of 32 copies of him, or you may want to invest your skill tickets in him. He is a pretty easy zoom to use, so he is beginner friendly. So let's take a look at the different skill levels here. Every single time you level up Kabuto Donald, it will clear more zooms. So for skill level 1, he's going to clear 19 zooms, skill level 2, 22, skill level 3, 25, and then 3 additional every single time you level him up. He does increase a lot more, so if you look at skill level 5 to 6, he's actually going to clear a total of 35 zooms. So there is that added benefit if you get him to skill level 6 versus skill level 5. So maybe if you are getting close to skill level 6, it might be worth it to just get him a little bit over to skill level 6 because you do get that additional bonus. He is a relatively good zoom for score and for coins, so if you want a really easy zoom to use that earns you a decent amount of coins, then Kabuto Donald is perfect for that. And what I also want to show you guys is a side-by-side comparison of skill level 1, 2, and 3. So that way you guys could really determine if you want to invest in Kabuto Donald or not. And in my opinion, I do think that Kabuto Donald is a viable option for you to level him up with your skill tickets because he's really easy to use. And really the difference between skill level 1, 2, and 3 here that you're seeing on the screen is how many zooms he's going to clear every time you activate his ability. Like I mentioned, skill level 1 is 19, skill level 2 is going to be 22, and skill level 3 is 25. There is one variable to this. You may get more or less depending on what type of zooms is on the screen. So for example, if you have a big zoom on the screen, then instead of let's say 19 for skill level 1, you're going to get 24. So what you want to do is if the ability clears a big zoom, you'll just add 4 to the max. And another variable is that if you don't have that many zooms on the screen and you activate the ability, then you're actually going to get less than that. So for skill level 1, 2, and 3, you're not likely going to run into that problem because there is 45 zooms on the screen at any given time. So unless your screen is completely empty or has half gone, then you're going to have a problem. But for the most part, it's going to be really unlikely that you're going to run into an issue where there's not enough zooms on the screen to clear. You may run into that problem for skill level 5 and 6, but for skill level 1, 2, and 3, definitely not going to be a problem. So the strategy I would recommend when you are using Kabuto Donald is spam his ability as much as possible and as soon as possible. If you look at any of the skill levels, watch skill level 3 here, you see I just activate the ability, but 1/4 of the charger bar is already full. And that's by design. So keep in mind that in order for you to activate his ability, you need to clear 16 Donalds off the screen. So the reason why I got that extra charge there is because I overcharged it. And what I mean by overcharging it is, let's say you need 16 to activate the ability, but what I'm doing is I'm clearing 20 or more copies of Kabuto Donald off the screen, so any of the extras will go into the second charge up. So for example, if I need 16 to activate the ability and I clear 20, then 4 of it is going to go to the next charge up bar. Okay, so the next thing I want to show you guys is a side-by-side comparison of the abilities activated at the same time. So what happens here is Kabuto Donald will come down and swish around to slash a bunch of zooms off the screen. I really like his animation. I think that the ability activates very quickly and the animation is really cool. So if you activate a lot of abilities per game, you're definitely going to get your money's worth. And just like I mentioned, for skill level 1, you're always going to get 19. That will not change unless you have a big zoom. For skill level 2, you're going to get 22, and for skill level 3, you're going to get 25. So it's pretty straightforward, nothing changes here. It's a relatively constant ability where you get pretty much the same result every single time for the most part. Like I mentioned, big Tsums and also not enough Tsums will be the variable, but it's very unlikely. I'm also going to fast forward the game here and show you what my coin earnings are and also what the scores are. As for the score, this is going to depend a little bit depending on what supporting Tsums show up and also how high the Kabuto Donald you have is. So as you can see on the screen here, my Kabuto Donalds are still relatively low on the level, so it's not going to be as high as it will be towards the end of the month. I do plan on getting Kabuto Donald to level 50 as well as the Kabuto Goofy and General Mickey. Because they are in different pools. So I want to show you guys which ones are the best ones, and in order to do that, I need to get them to level 50. But let's take a look at it here. For skill level 1, I got 1,105 coins. For skill level 2, 1,765. And for skill level 3, I got 2,154. So nothing amazing, but the reason why I still do recommend Kabuto Donald is because he's a really easy Tsum to use and gets you a decent amount of score. Now, what I also want to show you guys is another gameplay, because I want to give you guys some things to compare between a lower score and also a higher score. I am going to try to play these games at least twice and show you guys what you could earn on the lower end and also on the higher end, so that way you have a general idea of what you could expect when it comes to coin earning and also for the score. But again, for the score, it is going to vary a little bit, because that's going to depend on what supporting Tsums show up and how high of a level you have those at. And to elaborate on the strategy I mentioned earlier, where you should spam the ability when you are pretty close to charging up Kabuto Donald, if you don't really like to scan the screen and see how charged up your ability bar is, you could always just continue to spam the ability button the entire game. So you could use, depending on how you're holding your device, if you are playing on a mobile device, you could use your left hand and use the thumb and just keep pressing the ability button. Once it's fully charged or getting close to charge, you could then activate it. But that could be pretty tiresome. So that's why I recommend that just keep an eye out on it. If it's more than, I would say, like 3/4 of the way charged up, that's when you can start tapping the button. Tapping it before it's charged up, really nothing happens. So you can just continue to tap the screen until that happens. And also another thing is that the screen doesn't freeze, so it doesn't really matter where the ability goes, because you always get 19 and 22 and 25 for these 3 skill levels. You can just activate the ability as much as possible. It doesn't really impact anything. Alright, now I am going to just, for the purpose of time, going to fast forward the gameplay here and show you the end results. For the second gameplay, for skill level 1, I got 1,522. For skill level 2, I got 1,901 coins, and for skill level 3, I got 2,554. And as for score, because I did level up Kabuto Donald a little bit already, you can see that the score values did go up pretty significantly. So it's a good comparison that compared to the first attempts and the second attempts, that there's definitely some movement there. So Kabuto Donald could be a viable Tsum for you to use at the end of the month for the score challenge. So let me pull up the first attempt and the second attempt to show you the ranges here. So for skill level 1, you can see that there is a difference of 400 coins. For skill level 2, roughly about 300 or so. And for skill level 3, you can see about 400 or so. So I would say Kabuto Donald's definitely a good Tsum to use, especially for beginners that don't really want to care too much about the strategy or how to effectively use your ability, because Kabuto Donald is pretty straightforward. Just activate the ability as much as possible and spam the ability button, and you'll be able to get you a lot of coins and also a lot of high scores. So that's pretty much it for Kabuto Donald. I hope that you guys found this video helpful, and if you would like to see more Tsum Tsum content just like this and support this channel, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. It's definitely going to help me out a lot. And if you would like to get most updated videos right away, don't forget to hit the notification button, so that way you'll be notified when a new video gets posted. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching.